Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, hello, my name is Jess. Just go whatever you want to call me, as long as it's not a derogatory term. And if you're not new here, welcome back to this channel, to this, that and that third, and that third. First of all, y'all, happy new year, happy 2023. I hope y'all had a good first week. I know that I had a chill first week and it just kept getting better and better towards the end, and I literally just said bye to my family because I just moved back into college. So yeah, starting off the new year pretty strong. New setup, let me know how y'all like it. I'm still trying to play around with like places in my room that I can film. I tried filming this video once when I was at home, but I felt like my words were just getting jumbled and I wasn't really clear with what I was trying to say. So I decided to re-record it here. Let's see how this goes. But as y'all saw by the title or by the thumbnail, I went through a breakup. Psych. What breakup? What relationship? With who? With who, guys? Don't, before y'all start tapping in my phone talking about some
Jessica, you were in a relationship and you didn't tell us.
Oh, so you go to America and become a big girl now.
Because I've been getting those comments since I got home and I'm sick and tired of it. Especially the one about, oh, you're in America so you think you're bigger and back. Did I say that? Did I do that? I did go through a breakup, but not the breakup that y'all might be thinking about. I went through more of a breakup where I'm cutting off ties with negative thoughts, negative emotions, negative people, and just things that are just gonna hinder my growth, because I feel like I don't deserve that, and I have to stop letting myself be surrounded or let my mind fill up with things like that, because I'm an overthinker, and a lot of y'all are probably overthinkers too. And I feel like it can really get the best of you when you just let those things hang in your head, even though you can literally cut them off. So if y'all know, I love writing down notes. So if I'm looking down at any point, that's what I'm referring to, because I don't want to get my worlds jumbled up. So the reason I call this whole thing a breakup is because I feel like it's kind of like a breakup. Like, we were together at one point and now we're not. Kind of like an analogy, just so that if you're trying to understand what I'm trying to say, it's more digestible for you. If you know me, I love analogies. I love storytelling. I love all that stuff. So that's just the easiest way for me to put it, for me to actually get my point across and just like talk to y'all about it, because I feel like a lot of us have been going through it. The amount of things I saw on TikTok with people saying that they were going through breakups and they didn't make it a Christmas. Regardless of that, there's a lot of things in my life that I've allowed to kind of shadow my mind and take over my thoughts and kind of dictate the type of people, the type of things I allow. A lot of it is tied to trauma. One of my goals for 2023 is trying to just overcome that trauma, and to start overcoming that trauma, I gotta snip, cut, break. Let's just get straight into this video. I feel like I've been rambling over nothing already. The first thing I want to get across is that new year, new me is cute and all. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm not saying that you can start the year with that energy, because I feel like a lot of us have started the year with that energy without even saying it. And I love it, because it's like, you just show them. You're not gonna tell them, you just gonna show them, this is me stepping up. I think that we also have to realize that when we say new year, new me, it doesn't mean that you have to become this totally new person every single year, and you can't be the same old self, and like there's nothing of your past stuff that, no. When I think of new year, new me, I'm thinking new opportunities, new beginnings, new friendships, new additions to the person I am now, while also getting rid of the past stuff that doesn't need to be there, because I'm evolving. As people, we have to realize that self-growth is so important, but it also takes a lot of time. And I think that we also need to give ourselves grace, because when the new year comes, you're not changing just like that. It's gonna take some time to change. It's gonna take some time to get used to the new things about yourself, to get used to the new things around you. Change is constantly occurring. So I feel like giving yourself grace while going through a stage of growth and everything through the new year is very important. But this whole new year, new me thing, I feel like it kind of puts a whole thing that the new year is when you have to start your new habits, is when you have to start your new things. You can start whenever you make that goal. I watch Arrington on YouTube, and if you know who Arrington is, he's a YouTuber, TikToker. He was talking about how when he had written down his goals for the new year, he started right then and there, and I feel like that's such an important part, because a lot of the times when we make goals, we kind of put the new year as that's when I'm gonna start the goal, and if I don't start it then I'm gonna have to wait till the next year. Like, dang, I already messed this year up, when people do that type of thing. But for me, after watching his video and noticing that a lot of other people are doing it too, starting your goals before the new year even starts can be really helpful to get you in that mindset, to get you in that place of actually doing it. It takes 21 days to build a habit, 90 days to maintain it, I'm pretty sure. But one thing that I started implementing was like talking to people every day. And I know that seems like, for me, I'm a very like to myself person. Even though I have my best friends and I have the people I talk to every day at school and things like that, I like to keep to myself. I could go days without texting anyone and I'm fine. But at the same time, I realized that if I want stronger bonds and stronger relationships, I need to be talking to my friends more. I need to actually reply to DMs and not think I replied to them just because I looked at the message through the notification bar. I think starting like that can be really helpful when it comes to evolving in the new year, self-growth. And also with self-growth, don't try and force yourself to do a whole whirlwind of changes all at once. Take your time. You can do things one at a time, step by step. You don't gotta force yourself to do everything right in that moment. So by the new year comes, you're a new girl, you're a new boy, you're a new person. Like, no, you can take your time. Self-growth takes time. Give yourself grace is basically what I'm trying to say. We're not trying to do a whole 360 and overdo it. We're trying to do that 180, because when you go 180, that's when a change has occurred. That's opposite of where you started. A 360, you're just coming back to zero. I think that's just something to remember and to keep in mind when this new year stuff is happening. Again, I'm not saying that you can't use a new year as a new like starting point or like kind of like deadline for yourself. I find that really helpful as well. So I think just have a balance of it with your goals. I feel like we trying to hinder ourselves and be like, okay, once we get to this day, everything will be perfect, everything's gonna align. That's not always the case. Definitely when you make your goals with this whole new year, new me and self-growth, give yourself time. I hope that makes sense. Y'all are probably like, Jessica, how are we even gonna grow? How do we do this whole self-growth thing? You're talking about breaking up with past things while also evolving. Well, something that I found really important to do is to set and make goals, and not just make the goals, but actually complete, or even if you don't end up completing the goal, be in progress. Be in progress, because it's better to start than to think of the what if, or to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait, and suddenly it's not what you want anymore. It's not what you thought it was, when you could have just embarked it from the beginning when you thought of it. Not irrational thoughts, that's not what I'm preaching here, but something that's really been on your heart or things like that. Personally, I didn't realize how important goals were until maybe grade 11, when I started making my goals for university. For me, goals have always been hard, especially when teachers were like, let's do those goal setting for next term, you're gonna get your report card, and I would have all E's, and they'd be like, what's your goal for next semester? The same thing? I don't know. Like, for me, goal setting was always very hard, because I feel like I'm a very well-rounded person and I know myself pretty well. So I was like, there's nothing I really want to do. But when grade 11 came, child, and I had to be studying for the SAT, and it was online school, but it was also in-person school, so it was hybrid and all this stuff coming out of COVID, I found that making goals was really crucial and important to making sure that I wasn't letting go of the past dreams, ideas, and things I had that were quickly approaching. Because y'all, I turned 16 and it didn't even feel like I turned 16 for real. Like, and now I'm 18. That is crazy to me. But when it comes to goals, they can be big goals, they can be small goals, they can be in between goals. Like, it doesn't matter what type of goal, as long as it's like a moral goal. Please don't be planning to plot and kill somebody. Please don't tell them I told you to do that. But when it comes to your goals, they can be anything. Recently, what I've been learning is that with the year, you can split up your goals, and I never thought of it in that way before until I started doing more research on like goal setting, because I want to actually make my goals come to fruition. I don't want to just make goals anymore. I want them to actually show for themselves this year. One thing I learned from Maya Beatrice, I'm sorry if I'm not saying it right, but Maya, I love you, girl. You and your NYC life. Something I've been learning is that you can break up your goals into not even just long-term goals like in 5 years, but this year you can cut that down into half the year. So you do your goals in halves. Or you could cut it down into thirds of the year, which is every 4 months. Or you could do what I like the best, quarters. So every quarter, because that's also how they do like money type stuff, if you know what I'm saying. Quarters would mean every 3 months. So January, February, March, April, May, then June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So breaking down your goals into quarters can really help so that you're not overwhelming yourself with all these goals that you want to accomplish, and you can focus on something for those 3 months. As for how many goals to make, I would honestly, if you're going to do the quarter system, I suggest 3, because then you can kind of break it up into each month, or it can be like 3 for the 3 months, you know. You can also format them as SMART goals. Ugh. And I know a lot of y'all are cringy because I hated SMART goals too. Like I said, like for me, setting goals was so hard. And then I got to finance class and we were actually using SMART goals, and I was like, wait, because if it works for finances, it's gonna work for everything else. I think just the way they put it in school just wasn't sticking to my brain. If I was to do them now, I like it way more. I'm probably not gonna use it, but if that's the way you want to use it, definitely go ahead and do that. Overall, just make sure that your goals are intentional and there's something that you want for yourself. Don't be doing your goals to please other people. That's something I had to realize when I was going through this little breakup of mine, that I can't be investing myself in things I don't even like or want for myself into other people or into things I'm doing just because other people want that for me. And don't be afraid to ask people for help. You can ask your friends, you can ask your family, you can ask someone who's doing your goal or has done what you want to get into. For example, I want to get into the gym this year. Ask my friend Aaliyah, because my friend Aaliyah, I seen she be getting in them games and like, okay, bro. And I asked her for what she does. She sent me that same TikTok that she made about what she does to get into the gym. And then we talked about it. It was a cute little 20-minute conversation. And boom, I got advice for how to start. And now I know I'm gonna have a better start to that goal because I asked. That's something you also can't be afraid of, asking questions, because I'm a person who's so afraid to ask things. Like my anxiety goes up to here because I don't want to bother nobody. I don't want to seem dumb. Just asking questions can really open a plethora of doors for yourself. So just ask questions. Or if you don't want to ask someone, you can do research. You can look at what influencers are doing. Not all influencers are people you should be following, but someone who really knows what they're doing. Research ain't never hurt nobody. And sometimes it can be helpful to do research, especially if you're dealing with like social anxiety or things like that. Just to end off the video, I want to share how I like to set my goals, not just for the new year, because I feel like resolutions are goals, but you just kind of be saying them. I want to actually put myself into practice. So I'm gonna share with y'all what I've been doing and what has been working for me ever since I started actually writing goals down for myself and being more intentional with my goals. So if y'all know me, I love to write, as you can see. So I like to write down my goals in my journal or write them down online in like a doc or like my notes or something. And then I also like to make mood boards because they're so visually pleasing, and I feel like they've really helped me, honestly. I'm also gonna make a tutorial for the mood board, so make sure you subscribe so you can see. So I'm gonna split this up into 2 parts, the writing and then the mood boards. So when it comes to writing stuff down, just get a journal and dedicate it to journaling your goals, dedicate it to your tasks every day. I like to have different writing journals. As you can see, I have like 4 or 5 different notebooks. And have I used them all? No, I just be collecting notebooks. I would say to write them down. I like to do that because I feel like once I see it in my writing, I know it's me. I know I did this. Or you can also type them out. You can use Notion for that. I'm not sponsored by Notion, hopefully in the future. Notion is a really good place to write down goals, to put your daily tasks, and there's so much you can do in Notion. So I would definitely suggest doing that. I'll link down some of the videos I watched to set up Notion down below so you can make yours cute and all that. I would suggest making the page pretty just so it's like nice to look at. If you don't feel like doing that either, that's completely fine. Now let's talk about the mood boards or vision board. For me, I like to do my vision boards on Canva, and I like to make one for my computer and for my phone. My phone is kind of like a miniature version, and then my computer is like the full version. You can just personalize it to yourself, really. You can put the year on it. I like to put little quotes on mine just so that it motivates me to keep going. What I found was when I did my mood board last year, I found that I actually started completing my goals. Like one of my goals was to go to Barnes & Nobles. I know that's such a like, oh my god, that's your goal, but like in Canada we don't got that. I don't want to go to Indigo or Chapters. I want to go to Barnes & Nobles because everyone be talking about Barnes & Nobles. Why did it cut in my hair? Where'd it go? Would it be a Jessica video if I didn't do too much. But for me, Barnes and Nobles, we didn't have it, and that was my goal because all my friends, majority of us, love to read. But we all wanted to go to Barnes and Nobles, and guess who started that for the group? Me. And I felt so proud of myself. I was like, dang, me a few months ago would be like, whoa, you just sent it to a Barnes and Nobles. So little things like that. But yeah, so I like to do that, save them as my wallpaper. I'ma see it every day, just like how people do it with their schedules and put it. Why not do that with your goals? Whichever way you do it works. You could also use like PicsArt. There's so many apps and so many ways to make mood boards. Some people do it by paper and like do everything. I don't know, it's like a visual reminder, and as a visual learner, I feel like it would be really helpful just so I see it every day and I know I can achieve it. My goal from what I've seen on TikTok is to actually like make my own mood board at the end of the year, seeing what I've accomplished and having my pictures beside it, because people were doing that as a trend from going into 2022 into 2023, and I thought that was so cute. And just some little things to keep in mind while making your goals. I'm a Christian, so if you're not a Christian and you don't want to apply this to your life, I'm not forcing this on you. I'm just saying this is something I've been learning and trying to do. I really want to get more in touch with God this year. I feel like, especially after conference, there's no turning back after you go through something like that. Like the first conference hit, but this conference, implementing God into my goals, I've just been researching it, and whether that's through prayer, whether that's through saying, God, please reveal to me what you want for my life. What is it that you want me to do? Or whether it's, God, is this goal a realistic goal for me? Is this something that is going to align with my purpose that you have put me on this earth for? Like, we can just be making goals left and right. If it's not of God, I don't want that goal. So remove it, cut it out, break up, broke up, done. Using my planner, let me get it for you. Recently, I've been loving this because even though a lot of things are online, I feel like just having the physical one really helps. What I found when I was doing this video the first time, this quote came up and it's literally aligns with everything I've been trying to talk about in this video. He who has begun has half done. Horace. I don't know who Horace is, but thank you. If you've already started your goal, you're already halfway there. And not only can you use planners to get that, you can use anything to get there. So I feel like, as Horace said, just start. There is no harm in just starting that channel. No harm in just starting that goal you have. I'd rather start something and learn from it if it didn't even end up being what I wanted in the last place or anything like that, than going, what is? So implement God, use a planner, just start the freaking goal. And the last one is stop making comparisons. I feel like this is the biggest one to remember, because I feel like in this world of social media, in this world of digitalness, we have been taught to fit in. We have been taught that you need to look a certain way, you have to act a certain way, you have to be a certain way. And I feel like you are your own person. God made you your own person for a reason. So yeah, stop making comparisons. Everyone's on their own self-growth journey. So that being said, give yourself grace. Like I said earlier, give others grace, because others are also trying to grow. And I feel like it's really important that we give others the chance to grow like we would ourselves. If that means they gotta cut off and break up with you, that's what they gotta do. And remember, everyone is in your life for a season and for a reason. But yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to say. I'm kind of glad. I feel like I articulated myself better in this video. If you like today's video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more videos from me all 2023. And yeah, I'm really thankful for all of y'all. Thank y'all for sticking with me to the new year. Goal is to reach 1K this year, so let's see if we can do it. Make sure you share this with a friend so they can also start their goal plan, because we gonna grow together. And make sure you also follow all my socials down below. They are always in the description box, along with my playlist with all my videos I've ever made. So if you want to go see younger Jessica, you definitely can. Don't know why you want us to do that, but you definitely can. It really helps me out. The engagement really helps me out. It lets YouTube know that you want to continue to see me on your screen. So don't forget, support down below in any way, shape, or form. I really appreciate it. So that being said, I will see y'all later. Bye.